Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Wild Force episode, Battle of the Zords. This is another really good episode of Wild Force. Wild Force so far has been really good. There's no real dud episodes. There's like some episodes that are a little weaker than others, but so far all the episodes have been really enjoyable so far. So anyway, this episode starts off with the Rangers recuperating after their fight with Zanaku in the last episode. They question Princess Shayla about who Zanaku is, but she doesn't know. I've been asleep for 3,000 years. A lot of things could have happened. Okay. Oh, and that's also the first I don't know from Shayla this episode. We get a couple of them. So then, Jindrax and Toxica are planning to follow Nazor around. Nazor goes to see Zanaku, and he talks to Zanaku about, hey, you should give that elephant crystal to Master Org. He wants it. And Zanaku says, nah, I'm keeping it. And then Nazor's like, hey, you should come work for Master Org, and Zanaku says, no, I only want revenge against the Rangers, and so then Nazor just kind of brushes this off after Zanaku tells him that, he figures that, oh, well, both of us just want to destroy the Rangers, so as long as we have the same goal in mind, then, yeah, go ahead and you do you. Nazor's a cool guy, I guess. Weird. So then, Jindrax and Toxica think that Zanaku poses a threat to them. I don't know. Whatever. I guess they think that Zanaku being so strong, if he takes out the Rangers, Master Org will like him better than them, and maybe he'll get promoted to a general and they won't. Although he just said he doesn't want to work with Master Org, so I don't know where this, jealousy from Jindrax and Toxica is coming from, but whatever. They follow Zanaku around, and then they try to attack him in the forest, and then Zanaku just easily beats them both and walks off, and then they have a tantrum. Literally, Jindrax is flailing around on the ground going, meh, and Toxica's screaming and flailing around on the ground. It's very silly. It's not, completely out of place, but yeah, these two are not threatening at all anymore, it seems. So the next morning, Alyssa goes down off the Animarium to try and find the Elephant Zord, which confused me, because isn't the Elephant Zord still on the Animarium, just frozen? In the previous episode, when Zanaku takes the crystal and, freezes it, it shows the Elephant Zord still on the Animarium, and it just turns to stone or something. So what, does it teleport away from the Animarium now? What? I don't know, whatever. So anyway, while she's looking for it, she starts to hear music, and then we see flashbacks to Zanaku's past. And at first it was kind of confusing, is this being conveyed to Alyssa? But then we see, no, it's just going on in Zanaku's mind, so that was kind of weird. Alright, so Zanaku, we see in the past the 5 warriors of the Animarium surround him and trap him within this ring of fire thing. And then we see in the present, let's see, Zanaku's playing a flute. He puts the flute away and looks at himself in the water. I just noticed my notes jumped and did something stupid. Okay. Anyway, he's looking at his reflection in the water, and he doesn't know why he looks the way he does. Okay. This is a really weird thing. It makes me wonder whose mind is actually in control here, or is either mind he has in complete control. Is this sort of a thing there's a lot of parallels to Lost Galaxy in Wild Force now I think about it. Anyway, it's kind of like Magna Defender. Magna Defender and Mike shared the same body and the same mind, sort of. Magna Defender was in control most of the time, but Mike's influence shone through once in a while, and I'm wondering if there's a similar thing going on with Zanaku, and what'll be revealed later. Whatever, anyway, the Rangers go to find Alyssa, and then Shayla speaks with the Red Lion Zord, and Lion Zord tells her something about the Elephant Zord, and it doesn't really tie into the rest of the episode, so I don't know why I bothered writing that down. Jindrax and Toxica attack Alyssa and knock her down this embankment. Zanaku finds her unconscious and carries her to safety, and then bandages up a wound on her leg. Huh. I remember seeing this one when I was a kid, and this was really weird. I think I might have missed the last... No, I did see the last episode. I remember the scene where he freezes the Zord. So this one was really weird as a kid, because I wasn't quite sure. So what's going on with Zanaku? Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Like, he keeps saying he wants revenge on the Rangers. Here's a Ranger, but then he rescues her. I don't know, maybe it's like an honor thing where he's like, I won't fight an unconscious opponent who's lying there or something. Maybe it's a situation like that. Whatever. So anyway, let's see. He hears the other Rangers coming, so he runs away. Cole brings Alyssa to the others. They see the bandage on her leg. Who bandaged you up? But then before she can answer, Jindrax and Toxica attack again. And then Zanaku shows up playing his flute, and Jindrax and Toxica leave. Bye. Thanks. You were really important to this scene. Why are Jindrax and Toxica... Why do they keep popping up? Because they don't really accomplish anything. It seems like all this episode is doing is just setting up Jindrax and Toxica to not be a threat anymore. Actually, that might be the intention. Whatever. So anyway, let's see... Zanaku attacks the Rangers, and then he reveals to the Rangers that he has his own Zords, the Dark Zords. He plays his flute to summon them, kind of like Tommy in Mighty Morphin. That's a neat little callback that I never thought of as a kid. So anyway, his Zords, let's see, there's a Wolf Zord, obviously, a Hammerhead Shark Zord, that's weird, it just flies around in the sky, and then an Alligator Zord. Okay. Oh hey, aren't some of those the same... like animal powers that Juo the World had in Juoger? Huh. I think. There was a wolf and either a crocodile or an alligator. I don't remember what the other one was. Whatever. Back to this thing. The Rangers call their own Zords, and for some reason neither of them form into a Megazord. Whatever. Anyway, their Zords get beaten, but Zanaku still leaves. Huh. I guess he's not that intent on taking out the Rangers. Then again, there is a line the Rangers have. Let's see, they hear Zanaku yell at them, what was it? I want revenge for 3,000 years ago. And they're like, that wasn't us. We're a new team of Rangers or something. And he's like, oh, okay. Maybe he's going over that in his mind or something. So anyway, yeah, Zanaku leaves, then we see Master Org and Nazor talking about Zanaku, and there's a line Master Org has where he says that Zanaku must destroy the Rangers before he remembers. And that is a really big thing, like, ooh, what does he mean? What does he know about Zanaku that we don't yet? That's a cool little thing, and like, later things being revealed will make me wonder how Master Org knows what he knows, but well, whatever. Up on the Animarium, Shayla tells the Rangers that the Zord Zanaku possesses used to be good, and I feel like there was a missed opportunity to have another parallel to Lost Galaxy, where the Rangers Zords will not fight Zanaku Zords because they know them, similar to the Galactabeasts in Lost Galaxy, when, was it Deviat or whoever shows up with, like, the evil Zords, and the Galactabeasts won't fight them, and they're like, what's going on? And then they realize, oh, it's because they were friends once, and then again, like, this is... like, that was Suits, and also it was an element in Gingaman, the Sentai version. In here, Gao Ranger didn't do that, and also the Zords are all CGI, so it would be pretty difficult to recreate that in Power Rangers, because I don't think they were going to go in and mess with the CGI. They couldn't even bother to show the Elephant Zord leaving the Animarium. So anyway, yeah, that's it for that episode. Zanaku has a really cool backstory. It's really neat how they gradually work in little snippets of his past to slowly reveal more and more about him. It builds a lot of tension, and it's a really smart way to bring people back. Let's see, a villain wielding Zords is a really cool concept. It's almost always done really well because it's such a bizarre, turn things on its head type of story. Way back in Mighty Morphin when Tommy shows up with, as an evil ranger with his own evil Zord, that was a really big deal. Goldar shows up with Cyclopsis, his own Zord. I'm trying to think of, let's see, any other characters who had, their own Zords. Or, well, there was that time when the bad guys controlled the Shogun Zords. That was a neat thing. Let's see. They didn't really do that a whole lot after Mighty Morphin, I realize. Huh. Did In Space have evil Zords? Or Turbo? I know the bad guys did take over one of the Zords in Turbo, but anyway, one of the really neat things when a bad guy controls his own Zords is when it's not just a big robot. In Mighty Morphin, most of the time, the Zords were just big robots. Anybody can build a big robot, and they just happen to call it a Zord. But in Lost Galaxy and Wild Force, it's really interesting to see evil Zords because they're not just Zords. They're sentient. They're animals or something. Or they're some kind of life form. So it's really, like, like I said, it turns things on its head to see one of them, or in this case, three of them, being evil. And, oh yeah, and there's also, Alyssa asks Shayla about, can Zanaku turn Elephant Zord evil? I don't know. There's quite a few times in this episode Shayla says, I don't know, to stuff. It makes me wonder why they bothered having her, like, be questioned about things anyway. Whatever. Let's see, Jindrax and Toxica are pretty silly in this episode and childish, especially the throwing a tantrum thing. It's all good, and it's, like, funny and enjoyable, but yeah, they've kind of lost a lot of the edge they had. Not that they had much of an edge to beginning. They were always kind of, like, goofy characters from the very beginning. They haven't often been, like, big threats. And, oh yeah, on Ranger Wiki, there was a thing that said that Toxica attacks Alyssa while she's morphing, but actually Alyssa hasn't morphed, or she hasn't even begun the thing. She just pulls out the morpher and Toxica knocks it out of her hand. That has happened before and since, so, yeah. It's a weird thing. Ranger Wiki and, like, Power Ranger fans at large seem to, like, misinterpret the morphing sequences. Like, a lot of fans, and I mean a lot of fans, seem to think that the morphing sequences are, like, happening in real time in the show, when actually, no, that's for the viewer. It's like to kill time and, show the viewer like a cool transformation sequence. In the reality of the show, it's instantaneous. At least until Dino Fury, when they have, like, they do everything in real time, and it's very distracting. Anyway, in this, yeah, I don't want to get into a rant about that, so I'll end it here. Hope you enjoyed this. See ya.